Good morning, friends. It is Ann coming to you from Whimsically Knotted. I hope you had a wonderful week so far. Tell me what you've been creating and crafting this week. I'm going to pull this up on my iPad. And if you're watching this on the replay, do hashtag replay so that I can see what you thought about our ornament today. We are going to be creating an ornament out of this beautiful little cutting board from Hobby Lobby. Trying to find us on here. Where we at? There we are. Because I've got my phone turned around, so I don't know if you are seeing well or not. So I had to pull you up on my iPad so I can see you. And you can see better what I'm doing. Again, this is a cutting board from the Hobby Lobby. They have these on sale all the time in different sections. So if you're looking for something small, I know people have big trees and use big ornaments. So this would make a good ornament on a tree. And I just realized the cat has been in here. So let me clean this up. She must have got locked up in here. Every now and again, I accidentally lock the cat up in here. It's my daughter's cat. So let's get rid of that and put this back down. We will get, hello Miss Nikki, we will get started. I just want to look and see. I want to add a little bit of gold in here, and I want to see which gold I want to use. I think I'm going to use this champagne gold. This matches really good. I'm going to be using champagne gold and vintage pink, and we might need some crystal ball as well. So let's get started. We will definitely use this little transfer tool. I did not know that they were available until after I had placed my order. So my next order, I'm going to have to order some because I just love the pink. Plus that supports, it says limited edition pink transfer tool, honoring those affected by breast cancer. 100% of the profits support Breast Cancer Research Foundation for research and awareness. So grab you one of those tools. All right, let me see. I have to tilt that down a little bit. Hopefully you'll be able to see. His MRI is tomorrow. We got to be there at 8:30, so we'll leave it at about 7:15 to get there on time. And then they're going to do the MRI. They're going to do a brain MRI and the orbital eye sockets, all that stuff. So we are going to be using the Hope for the Holidays pink in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month for October. There are 30 individual designs on here, and we are going to be using the little ginger boy and little ginger girl. I think these are just absolutely adorable. And let's get started here. I don't know when this cat was in here, but I am going to use my coffee filter. And I normally just lay them on my plate like this. That way I have a base to hold it. And coffee filters are very inexpensive to put your plate on. Your paint on, not your plate. Sometimes I can't talk. Most of the time I can't talk. And I just take a coffee filter, fold it in half. Melissa Miller uses these all of the time. So I just put them in here, then I put my paint on, and I am good to go. We are not going to cover this completely, and these are smooth. You don't have to add anything to it. You don't have to sand them or anything. And I just want a little bit of color on here. I am not going to do too much because these will look perfect on here. So I just want to add a little bit of color. Both sides, the front and the back, are going to be the same. And we're going to do some embellishments. These are my colors I'm going to use. I am going to use a 1-inch chip brush, and my chip brushes are used and abused. I'm just dipping it in. No, you can't see. I just dipped it in my paint, and I'm just offloading it on the side so I don't have too much paint on here. There's still a glob of paint on here. I just want a little hint of pink on here so that when we add our transfers, and we got to make sure that this is good dry. I think that is enough. I'm going to go ahead and add some to the edges. And both sides are going to look the same. We dry this, and then we're going to do the back side. Yes, please keep us in your prayers. Hello, Sherry. How are you, my friends? How is everything in Sherry world and Nikki world? You guys doing okay? I think that pink is going to work perfectly. I wanted it a little bit what am I going to call it? Vintage looking. This will be a great gift for someone for Christmas that has been battling breast cancer, that is a survivor of breast cancer. And I've got way too much paint, but it is not going to be wasted because we are going to do those little snowflakes. And I'm not going to cover them completely. We are just going to do a hint of paint on here. There is a reason behind my madness. Trust the process. This one is covered a little bit more than the other one. I am going to go ahead and get a Clorox wipe out so that I can put my brush in there in case I need it again. Well, actually, I will need it again. I am going to use the same brush to add the gold. And we will play around with some fun embellishments to add to our ornament. Do you like crafting, creating for Christmas, doing Christmas ornaments? I love making Christmas ornaments. That is one of my favorite things to do, is making Christmas ornaments. I am just going to take my brush and get rid of a lot of this paint in my brush. And then I'm just going to dip it into that gold right on my plate. And we'll just going to add a little bit of gold to this. I think that will complement the colors really well. And it will look really good with our ginger people. You cannot really see, but that shine, you can see that shimmer on here. This looks good. I know you, I'm not sure if the camera is picking that up, but it does look really, really good. I might add a little bit more on the edges. And make the edges a little bit darker. Oop, I stuck my arm in it. For that, I will use a different brush if I come back with that gold and make it more prominent. And that was Splendid Gold. And ladies, have you seen the Christmas bundles? Oh my word. Mark your calendar, set your alarm on your phone. On the 13th, like midnight, from the 12th to the 13th, midnight Eastern Standard Time, they will go on sale. They are available, ready to ship, but you can go ahead and, I love making ornaments. They are ready to ship. They are in stock, so you can shop and decide on what you need to your heart's content. And I'm telling you, oh my word, they are just gorgeous. They are 3 different bundles and 1 transfer bundle. But if you want all 3 bundles, the bundles are discounted 20%. But if you want all 3 different bundles, you can get the mega bundle, which includes all 3 stencil bundles. And then if you want the all the transfers, you can get the transfer bundle. It is an amazing deal. And on top of that, you can even save more. Use my ambassador code WK21 and you can save another 10% even on the reduced prices already. I'm telling you, this is just such a wonderful deal. There's something for everybody. You've got Scandinavian, you got classic, you got like farmhouse. I mean, there is just so much, so much. I'm not even going to use the holographic illusion. This metallic worked perfect over top of these snowflakes to just give it a little pizzazz. And I am going to try something. This is going to go around the yeah, I can't talk. It's going to go around the ornament. And to me, it is a little bit too stark white. So I want to make it not so white. Like I said, today is going to be a lot about embellishments. I still have the pink and the gold on here. And I know I don't need to do the other side because this is the side that's going to be glued on. But just in case we want to use the other side, I'd rather have both sides done and be able to showcase that instead of having it come up and one side is not finished. So And I am going very lightly over these. Okay, so let me see what that looks like. I think that looks like a gingerbread design. Now I've got to wipe my hand back off again before I transfer anything. I know it is gorgeous. I know I've heard from others that you can do like 4 payments on it. And I think with one of the other, I don't know if it's a shop app or cannot remember what the other one is. You can do 6 payments. And one of them is 4 and one of them is 6. Which will makes it a little bit more doable. But they are absolutely gorgeous. I just am in love with them. We'll lay that to the side, dry our little flakes, and we're just going to dry this really good because this is where our transfers are going on, so we need to make sure that this is good and dry. And I'm going to take my 120 sanding block, and I always sand over it just to make sure. And see, I put the gold on the sides as well. I just want to make sure that everything is smooth. Let that dry out a little bit. It's still warm. Now I'm going to look and see which side I want for my ginger girl and which side I want for my ginger boy. I think I like this side for the ginger girl. Decisions. I'll use this one. Yes, that Christmas bundle is absolutely amazing. All right, ginger girl first. And if you've never used transfers before, you've got the backer sheet which has a shiny side and a dull side. If you need to put it back on, put it on the shiny side. Then you have the carrier sheet, which you can hold on the parts that are not colored. And then this is what transfers to whatever you're going to put it on. And transfers can go on glass, metal, plastic, fabric, wood, pretty much anything that you can imagine it can go on. The only difference is that I have not heard of a way to make it like waterproof to be washable, so you can put them on fabric to use for a tag or something like that. To do like tags for Christmas presents and things, but I do not know of a way where you can make it washable, like for a shirt. And again, all of the proceeds from the transfers and the transfer tool go directly to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And Essential Stencil's goal is 25,000. I about set the wrong number here. I think our little ginger girl is going to look so pretty on here. I'm really excited about this one. You know, the funny thing is, I really don't like gingerbread houses or theme. I don't know why. It might be because when my mom in Germany, she made a gingerbread house and it was gorgeous. It looked good, but she accidentally used salt instead of sugar. I still have that taste in my mouth. It was bad. It was so bad. The house looked gorgeous, but it was not edible at all. So I don't know if that is what's still sticking in my mind. But I'm like, oh. I love snowmen. I am all about snowmen. I collect snowmen. My tree is decorated mostly in snowmen. I absolutely love snowmen in any way, shape, or form. My daughter collects Santa Clauses. She's got a good collection of different type of materials, and see, that's what it should look like, of Santa Clauses. That turned out really good with those colors, and that shimmer behind it is perfect. Let's go ahead and put our little boy on. I am just going to embellish one side and leave the other side just normal. I just wanted to put something on the back side so it will not be plain. You could use that for flags and stuff, but like I said, washable, like for a shirt, I haven't seen anything. You can also use the spray sealer. A lot of times on my flags, I use Scotch Guard to make them a little bit more weatherproof. So all of those things work. It's just, it's not going to be washable. But yeah, you can use those. Scotch Guard is really good to weatherproof your outdoor stuff, like you use for your cushions and stuff. I have used that on just regular garden flags that I have made. And Miss Carlene has bought many of flags that I have made, and she has not had any problems with them holding up. And you can also reapply the Scotch Guard like every season, every year. Like when you take it down, just apply another coat of Scotch Guard and keep it fresh. And I order my garden flags from Amazon. I need to make a new garden flag. They make great gifts. Another successful release. And does he just not look like he belongs there? And you can put this in a kit. You can use it as an ornament. You can sit it in the kitchen. You can hang it on your window. Once you have your hook on there, get one of those suction cups and you can hang it on your window. Lots and lots of possibilities with this. All right, this is pretty dry. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good with that little bit of color on there. I didn't want to do too much color. I am gonna cut this straight though. Yeah, well, my scissors are bad. I gotta get me some better scissors in here. I have cut too many things that I shouldn't be cutting with those. am going to start up here in the corner. And then I'm going to go around. Our little board. I am not going to glue it everywhere. I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots here and there just to hold it. Which ones is your favorite out of the Christmas stencil bundle? Oh, I keep forgetting to say it. If you do exclamation ES, you will go directly to Essential Stencil via my link. And if you do exclamation mark code, it will give you my ambassador code, which is WK21 to save you a little extra at checkout. And that is good for either regular or discounted items. And you can use it anytime. An ambassador code is good anytime. You can use it as much or as often. And also, if you have a gift card or rewards points, you can use those. You can use rewards point and a gift card, but you cannot use a coupon code and rewards points. But you can use an ambassador link that will still give your favorite ambassador credit. I'm going to have to get my other scissors so that I can cut this a little bit better. Yeah. Those scissors weren't too much better. Put another glue dot right there. Then you just go around and see where you think you might need another dot of glue. Does that not look like a little gingerbread? I didn't have rickrack. I would have used rickrack if I had rickrack, but I didn't have no rickrack. And that's what our back looks like. And that still looks good on the back with our little guy. Oh, and I got glue strings all over my hands. Now let's go some more embellishments. I cut out a little tag out of, I had some cardboard that came in somewhere and it is flat on one side and then the corrugated on the other side. And I just cut a little tag out of it. And then I practiced on a piece of Osnaburg fabric with my stamps and wrote "Oh Snap" on there, and it took several practice runs to get that on there the right way. So I've been practicing. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or that one. I think I'm going to use this one. I've made it narrower but longer. And we are going to add a little bit of distressing to the edge of the tag. This is Vintage Photo. We just want to age this out a little bit so it'll match our little girl. I am going to make it a little bit darker on the edges. And I love this cardboard. I'm also going to go around our little tag, our Osnaburg fabric tag. That way it'll fit in better and it looks like, you know, it got, I'm going to cut these off. I don't want to pull them off because then we'll lose them all. So we got that a little bit distressed. We got our tag distressed. I'm going to add a little bit to the edges of the snowflakes, not much. This is just going on the edges. Do you see the difference? The top is done and the bottom is not. It just gives it a little bit of extra. I always say those little details make a big difference. Put this back up in case we need it again. I had a little, it wasn't a safety pin, it was one of those little light bulb pins that I was gonna hook through here, but then I could not put my snowflake on there very well. So I am just gonna glue this on here and I am gonna do it at a cat corner. Because I want to lay my snowflake, see which one I was going to use on here, at least this one, on top of here. So I got to look and see. And I'm purposefully putting it on a little bit cat-cornered. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I am going to put a little dot of glue right here first. To glue my fabric on. I am positioning the the snowflake so that it will hug the O. like that. And I'm going to add a little bit more glue on here to hold this in. And we add our tag. Thank you. Is the video blurry? Does my camera keep refocusing? It has not done that before. I don't know why it is doing it now. And that's what we have right now. I might have to add a little bit more glue to the star so he won't fly off. Star. I keep calling it a star. It's a snowflake. But it's not a star. It's a snowflake. That's what we have so far. And I did not think about that you could see this on the other side. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to just stress that a little bit. See how we just added a little bit of color to the back? I was just seeing if I could sneak this one in here on this side. I'm going to put the snowflake right here on this one. I did not paint the back side of the snowflake, so I have to adjust that and paint that back side. I might have to figure out something with the back of that tag. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'll figure out something to do with it. Maybe we can add a button. What can we add to the back side of this? There's our front side. Let me see something. We could layer this on here. And then I don't like how it looks from the front side. I'm going to figure out what we can do on the back side. I took the string that came with it and added a little ribbon. What are your thoughts? What can we add to that tag on the back side to make it pretty? A very small bow, that would work. I was thinking we could do like 3 small little buttons. I will make this prettier, but there is the gist of it. I will fix it and make it look better. Does that not look cute? I had extra piece. Where's my extra piece? See if I can make a bow with this ribbon. It's not the easiest ribbon to work with. And if you want to know when I go live, you can do exclamation mark notify, and it will let you know when I'm live. What do you guys think? Should we add that little bow to it? We can add a little jingle bell. What you guys think about the little bow? So you guys think the back is okay the way it is? I do want to add a little bit of the gold on there. Let that dry, and then I'm going to add a little bit more of the distressing. But yeah, take your stamps, take your fabric, make yourself some cute little tags. I am going to go around the edge and shape that in a little bit. That way he'll look like he just came out of the oven. You guys know I love stories. I love telling a story with my crafts, and you know, just that little bit of extra makes it look like he's fresh out of the oven. Keep having glue strings. I'm going to have to get them off. And again, this is just the back side. I just wanted it to be a little bit prettied up as well. Does that not pull it together right there? Just adding that little bit. And you can even add a little bit over her. May maybe a little bit on there. So it looked like she just came out of the oven too with the icing. And there we have it. I am going to add a little bit on the back side here to make this not so bright. There we go. What a cute little ornament. And even our back side looks good. Do you have big ornaments on your tree, or do you have small ornaments? Right now I've got a small tree because I will have a small tree because of all the animals. And you know what you could do on the other side too? Just add a little piece of fabric, just a small smidge of fabric. Let's see if I have a small piece. These are all bigger pieces. But you could just add just a small piece right there and put a button or something on there. I'll think about it. I'll figure out something. Like here's a small piece. You could just add a little piece of fabric to it and make it you can take your leftover yarns that you have, your strings. You can make like a little rose or a little rosette and add that on here. Looks like a poof of icing. All kinds of little ideas on how to change something up. We got no bow, and the bow is too much. I think if we would take just a little bit of this and make it look like a poof of icing. Where are we at? On the back side. I'm just adding a little bit of that glitter paint. No, I've got another idea. Thought I had. Maybe I didn't have extra. Could add a little, it's not gonna hold, but if we, let's see. Make it look like icing and then add the gold to it. You could do that. Like there's a blob of icing sitting there. But I would need to do 3. I would have to have 3 little things on there. But those are some of the things that you can do if you have a space where you need a little something. And add a little bit of that gold. A little bit of the pink. Make it look like a little icing blob. Thank you all for hopping on. But I think that would look kind of cool. But I would do it with 3, so you would have a little trio. So you would have 3 of them instead of just the 2. And I would add more of the gold instead of the red, the pink. I don't like the pink on there. And you can also just cut a little piece of fabric and then set this on top to layer it, like that. To dress it up. What you guys think? All right, let me pick some names for our Happy Mail bucket. Miss Nikki is going in the Happy Mail bucket. And see, that's where I practice my oh snap. Miss Nikki just got a tag set. She was our recipient of Happy Mail for the last quarter. Miss Nikki going in the Happy Mail bucket. And remember, use the link for your ambassadors to help them out. You can use their codes. I'd appreciate if you use my code. You can also use rewards, gift cards. They've got a spinny wheel going on. Let's see, what else can you do? But the code and the link will help your ambassadors out. The, oh my goodness, the, what is this one called? Hope for the Holidays is still available. What is this one? Wings of Hope is still available for the, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and then the Spooky for a Cause. And yes, this might not be in time for you to create for this Halloween, but it will be available for next Halloween, and you'll be able to do gifts with those for the upcoming season. And all the proceeds from that and this tool for Breast Cancer Awareness Month will go directly to Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Essential Stencil donating all the proceeds, and their goal is $25,000. Bye, Miss Nikki. And the Christmas stencils are out. You have a mega bundle that includes all 3 bundles. There's 3 different bundles. And then there is a transfer bundle, which is also discounted. And then, of course, you have access to all the individual stencils as well. And my code WK21 will give you a discount at checkout on top of all the other savings. The mega bundle is 25% off, and the individual is 20% off, and I cannot recall how much the transfer set is. It includes either 3 or 4 sets. I want to say it's 4 sets, and it's a little over $60 without any discounts. All right, you guys be blessed. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Saturday for Soul-Filled Saturday. Enjoy your creating and crafting and getting into the next creative season, which is Christmas for us, and of course Thanksgiving as well. And you guys be blessed.